So, yeah, you're asking such a great question. I think that there's a huge role in other faith communities in the concept of education. One of the things that I talk about when I go overseas, I get a lot of questions from people who say, why do they think, they, meaning non-Muslims, think this of us? Don't they know the Quran? Don't they know whatever? And my first question is, what do you know about the Bible? What do you know about the Torah? How do you talk about Jews? How do you talk about Muslims? Christians? Are you being respectful as you? And it's a mutual education process for everybody. My mom is a retired doctor and practiced in Massachusetts for almost 30 years and retired and went to Atlanta. Don't ask me. So she gets down there, and I called her one night, and she didn't answer the phone, and I thought it was really weird because she was supposed to be home. And when she finally got hold of her, I'm like, Mom, where were you? And she said, well, I was at Bible study. And I said, what? And she said, I was at Bible study. And I said, Mom, tell me you're not converting because it would be really bad for my career, like really bad. No, but she said, Farah, look, she had a group of neighbors there, and they were doing Bible study, and they said to her, we're leaving now, we're going to go to Bible study. And she said, well, can I come? And she said, I know the Bible really well, and I would really enjoy having a conversation. Well, she's been doing this for 2 years now. She and her friends who are Christians have done this interfaith thing in a very small way. It's grown to a bigger thing. That's that's a little piece of sand, right, on a beach. But this is happening all over the world. These kinds of opportunities to learn from each other. I mean, she talked to them. She broke down stereotypes of what it means to be a Muslim woman right then and there, because like you said, there's a lot of misunderstanding, but there's misunderstanding not just from Christians or Jews or Hindus. There are also misunderstandings from many Muslims on what it means, what others mean. So that the more, my feeling is, the more that we can do to open up opportunities for conversation. The critical side will tell you, you're talking to your own. You're talking to people who are open to that kind of thing. Shouldn't you be talking to people who, my whole feeling is the wave needs to start, and we need to keep going forward. There's no downside to educating yourself about others. A lot of Muslims too, I will say to you, are really ignorant about Islam and other parts of the world. So they see themselves in their own framework, and they're involved in their own little life, and they don't know. For example, Muslim women, I think it's really interesting. If anybody wants to do a PhD on the growing trend of how the Muslim female imaging, I would love to have a conversation with you, because there's some really interesting things that are happening on why Muslim women in 2010 are covering when their grandmothers and their mothers never did. It's really phenomenally interesting. And a lot of data points there. But what I was going to say is, a lot of these young people who are Muslim don't know the conversations that are happening between culture and religion in other parts of the world, and so they are very isolated, and they have no resources to actually talk to each other. This is where technology comes in as well. When you open up that space so that people are talking about key issues, you're talking about the person in Mali and the person in Tajikistan are having a conversation about something that, in fact, is very central to them at this moment in time, and it's in real time. It's really important. So the more conversation you have, the more education you have, and the more we can actually access other faith groups to have conversations with a dignified stance, I think the better we will all be. Yeah.